Good afternoon. It's September 28th, 2023, and today we had really a range day, but we hit the measured move, so it was an upward bias day. Looks like we closed or are closing near the high. So here's what it looks like on the daily chart. Um, this is the reason I haven't been showing the daily chart past few days, but we're definitely in this trend up, and I think that's why we're finding support right here. There's another reason we're finding support, and it is that we are hitting the measured move of this range. So multiple levels of support right there. In regards to today, not a whole lot of trades, unfortunately, but a lot of volatility. So 5 o'clock comes in right about here, and you get this first entry, failed second entry short. But the problem is that was a news item. So not very easy to take those trades, but it does rocket up to the highs. And then we have a nice sell-off. Come down here, can't quite make the lows, and then we just go sideways. Probably trapped a bunch of longs right here, hits that midline, and sells off a little bit. And you do get a failure here. And this one's tough. I mean, we are near the lows of the range. So, I mean, maybe you take that and ride it back to the midline. That's what happened. Find resistance there, and we come lower. I don't think you can take that. It looks like a failed second entry long, but you're in the middle of what would be the middle of that range. So if you're now your level of resistance is this midline, then your support's down here. That's right in the middle of that. So I think that's a little risky. Come down here, bounce, get a higher low, rockets up, and we can't make it to the highs again, and we form this range. Really, it would start out right here, but it breaks out, hits the measured move, comes back in, and then breaks out lower, hits the midline, fails, comes back in, finds resistance, and then here you have a first entry, second entry short, very bearish bar. We're making lower highs. I like that. And you can see it comes down, finds support at the opening price, bounces, and this looks like a reversal here. And I liked how much bullish momentum there was, but it doesn't break lower on any of these bars, so it's technically just a first entry. But it also looks like a second entry long. So I think there's reasons to like that one. We pretty much hit to measured move here, and we just go sideways for a little while. This is too congested before it breaks out and just explodes. And I don't think you want to go long there because these are the highs for the day. But unfortunately, I mean, that's the biggest move of the day. And we find some congestion in here before it breaks out, goes higher. And this looks like a second entry long, but it's not technically because none of these break higher. And you can see this is like a little correction, two legs basically, and it breaks out to the high side again. And again, I just don't see a way to get in on this, and you're just going really close to that measured move. So anyway, we get this double top, and prices sell off, and this looks pretty darn good, but it's technically a third entry, so that's why I'm marking it green. Second entry right there, third entry. So that's a tough one, but you do get a double test right here. Nice bearish bar. And that gets you a nice move down. And really, I marked this red, but we don't have a trend line drawn at that point, so it's a little tough, in my opinion, especially because you have a break and move to a new low. That's a tough one. But it ends up being a good trade, and we get two measured legs down. And one thing I want to note is you see this leg here. We made a new low, but I believe that the new leg started right here. Um, and that's where we bounced. That's where people took profit. So that happens quite a bit. Just because we made a new low doesn't mean that was the start of the new leg necessarily, but or the end of this leg. But I mean, you can see people were trying to hit that target too. So there's reasons to like both. Sell off. We're going sideways. We get a break of this channel. Gaps over, traps a bunch of longs. You get a second entry long, and this would have worked, but this looks like a channel, so you want to wait for that new low. And it vacuums to that new low. First entry, second entry short. I like that with how much bearish the strength the bears were showing, but pretty much dries up right away, and then you get a buying spree, a rally. So that's a second entry short that fails. We did make a higher high right there, so I mean it's just not next to the EMA, so I think you got to be careful there. And it rockets up to the highs. I like this one, so I wasn't watching the chart, but that's definitely aggressive because you're going sideways there, and this is some strong buying. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, that's pretty aggressive. But turns out to be a good move. And then we just went sideways for the rest of the day. So that's how I saw it. So we'll take one more look at the daily chart. And so, yeah, I do believe that we're bouncing off this level of support. Could it hold? We'll just have to wait and see. So hope everyone had a good day. I'll be back tomorrow.